Well, here we go. It is another live Bearcat Journal podcast. And guess what? We're now sponsored for the live shows. We're sponsored by the Track Group. They're a leading professional employment agency based in Cincinnati. They serve companies and job seekers in Ohio, Kentucky, Indiana in professional office roles, including accounting and finance, customer service, HR, admin, project management, healthcare, and more. Whether you are a company looking to hire or someone searching for a different opportunity or want to take a step forward in your personal career, Track is ready to help you achieve your goals. You can find them at thetrackgroup.com or you can reach them 513-792-8800.
I need that.
You need that? You need some people?
We're ready. We're ready for an office assistant, someone to answer the phones and sift through all the calls and texts and help us with some bookkeeping type stuff. So I'm going to have to go there. I just put an ad on Indeed last night, actually. So I was not aware of the Track Group.
I will put you in contact with my guy at the Track Group, and we'll try to get you staffed properly.
Nice.
I'm Chad Brendel. He's Aaron Smith. Bergie Knights joining us live as we await Rayvon Griffith's announcement. He is picking between Cincinnati, Ohio State, Alabama, UCLA, and Kansas. He is a four-star, top 50 wing in the class of 2023. Goes to Taft High School. Berg, this will be a big one.
Yeah, shades of the Yancey Gates signing early on in Mick's career that you needed to get a dude, right? And even a local one to really push this program back where it needs to be. And that was a big deal back then. I think Yancey was top 75? I think he was probably top 50, was he?
There were some places that had him a little higher, but I don't think the composite was the thing back then, but he was right in that 50 range, 50, 60 range, something like that.
Yeah, and so just when it's already, Wes has only been here for, a year? Little less than a year. And here he is with a chance to land a top 50 kid from Cincinnati. Think he can try to get some of that Luke Fickell energy with the local guys and stay here, be a local hero. What do they call it? Hometown hero.
Hometown hero is the term.
Yeah. That's what the football team's been working on.
Real quick for the people who are asking in the chat how to watch live if you don't have Instagram or issues with the CBS Sports page. I'm actually watching it on a separate screen, and I'm going to move that screen into a shared screen when there's a reason to move it over here. Right now, there's just a bunch of people standing around, so I'll let you guys keep talking in the meantime.
You've watched a little tape, Berg. How excited does Rayvon Griffith make you?
Well, first of all, the shot creation is exciting to me after watching last season. We had a 5'11" shot creator that shot a pretty low percentage from three, but and David DeJulius. But yeah, this team is just desperate for any type of shot creation. Sounds like Daniel Skillings will bring that this coming season. Potentially Josh
Landers
Reed as
Nolly.
well. Yeah, Landers Nolly. That's another good one. And so you can never have too much shot creation, as we, and you can also have way too little, as we just saw last year. So yeah, that's the first thing. I mean, athleticism, of course. I always like the guys that can get up and stuff it through. His shot looks pretty buttery, nice, easy release. And, it's hard to tell from, without actually watching him live, like what kind of, passer or distributor he can be. I mean, it sounds like he's more kind of like a hired gun guy that can just fill it up. But you guys have seen him more, so tell me about his like passing ability.
Rayvon passes it really well. I mean, and that was one thing. Like, he's been on a bunch of teams where he was kind of the only guy, right? Where he was asked to do most everything. He's been playing on an AAU team this spring that's got quite a bit of talent on it, including Gabe Cupps that's going to Indiana and Reed Shepard that's going to Kentucky. And we've really started to see him blossom as a passer in finding guys and not forcing things that maybe aren't there, moving the ball and working to get it back. So that was one thing I really wanted to see out of him this spring, was his ability to create shots. And it's something that I've been pleasantly pleased with in terms of the times that I've seen him.
so he can create his own and for others. I mean, that's just those are so hard to find. That's why he's in the top 50, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And those guys are especially at the wing size. I mean, that's what everybody wants. Every program, every NBA team, every European team, everywhere in the world wants, 6'6" to 6'8" or 6'9" guys that can create shots for themselves or others. So this would be a huge get if UC can get him.
I do have an update. It sounds like they've pushed back to 6:20 as CBS is simultaneously broadcasting a golf tournament of some sort right now.
Oh,
And so it got pushed back. And that's why the CBS feed is not currently working for those who are trying to tune in to CBS. So they have pushed it back to 6:20 right now, and he is still anxiously waiting to announce his decision.
wow. Is CBS involved in this?
Well, CBS owns 24/7.
Right. It's crazy to think that. I mean, you would think back in the day it would have to be like a really, really highly ranked, like top 5 to 7 type kid that would get a CBS feed. And now anyone even in the top 50 or 60 can do it. That's what the times are now, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's when you own a recruiting company, it makes sense to invest time in said recruiting company and air as many commitments. I mean, they're doing high 3 stars for football.
Wow.
So I mean, they've expanded this thing out pretty heavily. So that's good. Are you watching the game? What do we got here? Golden
Tie
State
game 108 all. But I got.
I'm a little ahead of you.
Yeah, this is a fun series. Pretty much all the series are pretty interesting in the second round here.
Are you a John Morant guy?
Of course. How can you not be? Except for the fact that he's not that good of a shooter yet, but the teams just play off him. Here's a question. What do you think the next Bearcat in the NBA will be? Any of these guys?
I mean, there's a chance Nolly could find it's anytime you're 6'7" and can shoot it like him. Like if he features himself well this year, potentially next year at Cincinnati, I think there's a shot for him. Skilling 6'7" 2 guards, that's the size of 2 guards in the NBA now.
Yeah. So
that's possible. I don't know. Maybe Rayvon Griffith. Maybe Isaiah Collier.
Maybe Arrington Page.
I've only seen him a couple times, but from what I've seen, I'm a big Arrington Page fan.
Yeah, I mean, I saw.
How about this one for you,
6'8",
Berg?
6'9"? Yeah.
Go ahead, Aaron. How about this one for you, Berg? Steven says he's claiming Tari.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could. Yeah, I mean, he scored points in a Bearcats uniform. Why not claim him?
T-Win, yes, I am tired. I've been going. The news has been happening so fast over the past 2 weeks that, man, I'm worn out. But that's all right. You got to keep, look. You got to keep pushing. You got to. There's news happening. And trust me, you get those little lulls at times where there's not much going on, and you're like, man, I wish something was happening right now. So you got to take advantage. It just so happens that the last 2 weeks of April into the first week of May has decided to be chaos every day. And think about it. You had Landers Nolly on Wednesday. Ahmad Gardner is the 4th overall pick on Thursday. You have 4 draft picks on Friday. And you have 4 more draft picks on Saturday. Now we're all sitting here waiting for the top 50 4-star local kid, Rayvon Griffith, and his decision. I hear there could be some more news tomorrow on the football side of things. So it's just one after another, after another, after another. But that's okay. It's good times. And I was on the road for AAU 3 of the past 4 weekends. We're a couple weeks away. Once June hits, football camps will start up. I'm taking a vacation in June, by the way. I'm sure there's going to be like 10 things that happen.
That's why you got Aaron and Aaron to cover for you while you're gone, right?
Aaron's in charge while I'm in LA.
He's going to have to run the show all by himself.
Having a baby in July.
Oh.
That's why I'm going on vacation in June. How are we looking?
Sounds like it's transitioning over from his Instagram live right now to the CBS Sports feed. So I'm gonna share this and we can listen in.
Wow.
Is the baby crying?
There is a baby crying.
So local kids that came to UC: Yancey, Damon Flint, Keith Gregor. Let's see, who was some
Jaron.
Yeah, Jaron. So those would kind of be like your top 5 that in my lifetime that were local that were highly ranked that came here, right? I can't think of anybody else. I'd say Jaron was the best of those.
I mean, Yancey was pretty damn good, man.
Was Javen local or was it just Jaron?
They were both local, but Javen was 1 year.
Yeah.
Gregor was a little bit of a disappointment. I thought he would score way more.
Got almost 2,000 people on Rayvon's live stream.
So the deal with this kid, right? He was a little bit of a late bloomer.
No.
I mean,
no.
You told me that early on in his career that some people were off of him.
No, he blew up in like 7th. He played AAU with Bronny James in 7th grade and was like dunking on people's heads. And remember LeBron freaking out at Bronny's games back when he was in middle school? That was Rayvon that was dunking on people's heads in 7th grade.
Oh, okay.
And then he had kind of a sharp rise and then kind of a flat, year and a half, and then another, like he's rocketed back up again.
That's what I meant. Yeah, I knew there was somewhere where some guys backed off of him. Maybe a certain other school.
Yeah.
Looks like right now we have family members holding up all 5 of the hats. I can't really hear whatever the guy talking is talking about, though. A baby coming through loud and clear, though.
Does that still seem like a living backup around the dysfunction? I think it has to be. If there's any form
I know you were talking about local products. Did you mention Bobby Brandon?
Oh, good one. Forgot about Bobby.
That was put in the chat by Kevin Johnson.
Good one. For sure. Oh, Kevin Johnson.
I don't know if it's the actual Kevin Johnson, but it was put in by Kevin Johnson.
What about Kevin Johnson?
Kevin Johnson would probably be another one.
Ryan Fletcher, Middletown, right? I mean, they weren't all ranked as high as these guys, but still important players. Still.
I wonder how long they're going to make everybody just hold these hats, though. Kevin Johnson in the chat did clarify he's not the basketball player.
So we've got a fake John Goble, we've got a fake Kevin Johnson.
Oh, geez. Let a baby fall.
That didn't sound good.
Come here, buddy. My son just like leaned over the back of the chair and just like face planted into the floor.
Dang, people still ripping on no.
What are they ripping on?
Sorry, Berg, I had you muted. What's up?
No, you should. I'm holding a crying baby here. Hold on.
All right.
What are they ripping on, Aaron?
Here.
The fake Slim Shady. Not without the beard, he doesn't.
Man.
Travis Brandon talks a lot. Jeez.
This is the most we've ever had here in the live chat ever. I think this tops our highest with subathon. We're currently at about 220. And I don't know that we ever had 220 on the subathon. So thank you to everybody who's joining us. We appreciate it.
All right, I'm good.
Okay.
He's talking.
Yeah, like and subscribe while you're here, everybody. Should we tell him the secret, Aaron?
What's the secret?
If he commits to the Bearcats, give us a couple minutes, and he might be right here live to discuss his decision on this very YouTube show. Brought to you by the Track Group. They know people. They know people.
You know people.
I know a lot of people. You're right. You're right. You're right. I'm just a guy with a website, Bird.
Who discovered Gary
If
Clark.
TXM is if TXM is Tyler McKinley in the chat, he said, "Man's tired." Talking about Rayvon in the.
I think it is
Instagram
Tyler.
chat.
That's TXM. That is Tyler McKinley.
Oh yeah, there are big discounts right now for Bearcat Journal if you're not already a member.
60 or 40%, 60% off. Sorry. 60% off a full year of Bearcat Journal through tomorrow. Make that happen. Like, subscribe. Subscribe.
Okay, sounds good.
Man, his brother's arms have got to be getting tired, bro.
Tired.
Stay here.
At least mom's is sitting down. Mom and dad are sitting down, right?
Here's an update for you. Thanks to the people giving us the update.
So crazy this is on CBS. Could be the giant moment in the near ascension of the Bearcat program. Could be like, remember that day when Rayvon Griffith committed? Could be one of them days.
Was that somebody's phone ringing?
I think it was the person who's holding the camera.
Look like they're gonna start doing like a dance number.
Sounds like they're live on CBS, so here we go.
I mean, look, fake John Goble. I'm a guy with the website, but I'm also a pretty cool guy with the website. So
Cool/persistent.
right.
Four-star prospect coming in as the top-ranked player in the state of Ohio, the 11th-ranked shooting guard in the class of 2023. Versatile talent, hot hand from outside. Rayvon Griffith. To make one fan base very happy. But before we make it official, let's take a deeper dive into the talent 24/7 national news English Travis Graham. Big time commitment coming up in just minutes here on HQ, Travis. As you take a look at this talent, take us through the game. When you throw on Griffith's tape, what's the first word that comes to mind?
Athleticism. That's the first word that definitely comes to mind. Griffith has emerged early on in his high school career. He's been one of those guys that we've known about from very early on as he was exiting middle school and entering into high school. And it's all due to that athleticism. He is as electric and explosive as anybody in this 2023 class. And he's really developed his skill set over the past year. He's really improved his shot making, especially. It is still an area for him to continue to improve in, but he can score off the dribble. He can now make shots from three, and he has a tremendous amount of upside on the defensive end of the floor.
I mean, you look at the measurables, and it's really just the prototype body of today's game. Versatile with all that length, as you said, developing the shot. And sort of flip from that wing roll to an inside presence at 6'7". Is there a player comp you project someone?
They said 6'7", Chad.
I mean, he's 6'6". Right, he's in that range.
Yeah, there's a few guys. One that immediately comes to mind is Josh Jackson.
We've had a lot of guys listed at 6'7" that weren't quite 6'7".
6'7".
That's very true.
Athletic wing, can score a little bit off balance. He's an improving shooter from three, again, as I was saying. So not as premier of a talent as a Josh Jackson, who was in consideration for the number one spot in his own recruiting class, but similar play styles, similar games, and similar trajectories.
Travis going to be sitting tight and check that. Don't go anywhere. Four-star guard Rayvon Griffith set to make his commitment right here on CBS Sports HQ. That will coming next.
Unbelievable.
More commercials?
Yeah, they went to another commercial.
Still just holding hands.
This is going to end up at 8 o'clock like he originally planned. Oh my goodness.
Someone said 6'7" with the hair. With the hair, I think that puts him at about
top
6.
of the hair.
That puts him at like 6'10", 6'11".
Does this guy remind you of anybody that we've had?
A little less athletic James White, maybe.
I was going to say maybe more skilled or better shooter.
Yeah, a little more skilled, a little less like, oh my God, bounce.
Yeah. I mean, that's like 1 in a trillion bounce that he had.
What about?
I'll settle for
like
Deion Dixon bounce.
I was gonna say, like, what about Jacob Evans?
Jake was a little more like of a ball handler, like a little more of a combo guard. Like they played Jake at point some, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe like a DeMar, but like a couple inches shorter.
Nah, man. DeMar was an animal.
Oh, Golden State. It's by 1. Game 1 without Draymond in the second half. Jake's old team.
Yep.
Rayvon's talking.
Everybody that supported me, I appreciate you guys so much. Being here for these 3 years, I hope I just think every AU program, that I played for was Midwest, Buffalo Blue Chips, Bay Morrison. I'd like to give thanks to all my friends. That being said, I will be attending.
You got the guy. Chad, you're muted.
I just said I got to get the content posted. It's content time.
Put on my city, with the Cincinnati on my test, hoping for,
You don't have to watch. You don't have to have this up anymore. There it is. Wes Miller with his first big splash on the recruiting trail. It is a local. It is a kid with a tremendous amount of upside. It is a young man that had a big spring so far, playing for Midwest Basketball Club. Look at that smile from Justin Berg.
Yeah, we got the guy.
Up in this top 50. Leah, we got a top 50.
You guys talk
Leah,
for a minute while I
Leah,
get this stuff all taken care of.
how many rebounds are you going to get in every game?
Is she going to dunk?
That double.
Not worried about the dunks yet, but just 10 rebounds. She knows.
Okay.
That's what I keep harping that on with her.
So
Rayvon's AAU team. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to ask you, this is the biggest recruit that we've had since
Jaren.
Jaren? So
Yeah, Jaren was actually top 40, right?
Yeah.
Somewhere around there, yeah. But what do you think this means to Wes Miller and this staff, first and foremost, to land a kid at home who is a top 50?
Just a huge springboard for them. I mean, they're probably like, all right, we're not done. I think they're stoked. They're going to celebrate big time, but I mean, they want more than just him. So I think when Wes got here, he just immersed himself in Cincinnati, right? Just from even when he was interviewing for the job, and he's made all the connections. He's just been, really diving into everything around here, and he obviously identified this kid as a big time, need and want. So to be able to land him within a year of getting the job, to be able to score a dude like this, local, top 50 kid, I mean, they got to be super pumped. But, that's what I was going to ask is so he's on this AAU team, and Chad, you mentioned he's had a big spring. I mean, there's there's got to be other dudes, right?
Well, I mean, if you the story we just put up for Mick Walker, Rayvon immediately says, the number one, I'm going after Isaiah Collier. That's
nice.
That's the number one dude. And Isaiah Collier's already right in that top 15 range. I think he could climb all the way up as high as, potentially top 10. And
Friends with Rayvon?
They're close. Rayvon and Collier are very close. So, I mean, there's a lot of momentum here. And that's really why, you want to get one of these things done, right? You get the head of the snake, you get that first guy in the class knocked out, and then, who knows? Who knows how high this thing can climb as Cincinnati. Remember, this is the initial class for Cincinnati heading to the Big 12.
Right.
This is the first group, and it's not official yet. I think we're going to probably find out this week what the exit terms are. But all signs point to Cincinnati being in the Big 12 in 2023, and this class will usher Cincinnati into the Big 12. And Wes Miller's going to show us. Let's see what it looks like recruiting back into a real conference, right?
God, please hurry.
And
hurry.
Rayvon now has opened that door.
Well, we talked about it all week.
Sorry, Aaron, go ahead.
We talked about all week, Chad. This is the first domino that needed to fall when you're talking about potentially a Tyler McKinley, when you're talking about potentially an AJ McBride, potentially an Isaiah Collier, not in that order. The first domino had to fall in order for some of these other ones to just kind of see the legitimacy of this staff, of this program moving forward.
And really, talk about momentum. What about the whole city? I mean, you got the Bengals just in the Super Bowl. Obviously, the football team is rolling.
You got the Reds.
Yeah. The Reds, yeah, they're on fire. But it's like
Literally,
stuff's
like
happening
literally
here,
on, like actually on. The Reds are actually on fire.
yeah.
Like with a
But,
can of gas and a match.
But dude, like this city was just put on the map for the world with the Bengals. Obviously, the Bearcats were in that Final Four football, so it's like, I mean, these dudes like that. I gotta think that matters. Like it's you tell your boys like, hey, I'm going to Cincinnati.
Yeah, there's
Coming
some
from
juice
Georgia,
in the city
like,
right now.
Yeah, exactly, juice. That's what I was getting at. So, just the first domino's down, and then he's got to get to selling, persuading.
So fair to say we lost the sauce, but we still got the juice.
Right. We lost the sauce, but sauce left the juice behind. So it's a equal trade. There's sauce and juice involved with things right now.
Man. All right, you guys do your thing and if you can get Rayvon on there, I want to watch it later. I'm sure you'll post it, right? As soon as it's finished up.
As soon as it's
It'll be
over,
posted.
it'll post. So
Right
yeah,
on.
Absolutely.
All right, cool.
All right.
Thanks for having me.
Joining us, Berg.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, Berg.
See y'all.
Stay
Go
creamy.
Cats.
All right.
Dude,
So
Here's a trip.
he is. He's the best. I love him. So right now, Rayvon is doing some local media interviews, and then as soon as those are concluded, he will be jumping on and joining us.
Here.
And,
Sure.
Right here.
Right here.
So the first reaction you're going to get to really hear from Rayvon Griffith is going to be on this live show right here, brought to you by our new sponsor for live shows, the Track Group. They know people. I'll give him another read because it's. Here's the thing, Aaron. We'll let the people inside a little bit. These live shows have been killing it, and we decided we want to get a sponsor, Urban Artifact.
Urban Artifact Toast, Keith. Urban Artifact Toast.
My family's bringing me home Galactic. I'm gonna have when this is over. They went to Galactic while I had to work. It's very nice of them, right? Like at least bring me home something. So they're bringing me home Galactic. You've got Urban Artifact. Track Group is the new sponsor for our live shows because we've been having a great deal of success with our live shows. Track Group is a leading professional employment agency based in Cincinnati. They serve companies and job seekers in Ohio, Kentucky, Indiana in professional roles including accounting and finance, customer service, HR, admin, project management, healthcare, and more. Whether you're a company looking to hire someone searching for a different opportunity or want to take a step forward in your professional career, Track is ready to help you achieve your goals. You can find them at thetrackgroup.com. 513-792-8800 is how you get in touch. So that's our new sponsor. Support them as much as possible.
Yeah. So this is an exciting day. We talked all week about this being a busy week, an exciting week, and is it capped off here with Rayvon Griffith?
I don't know.
Or
I don't know. Maybe
just going to take a victory lap again tomorrow.
Just roll it into tomorrow. I mean, we're hot. When you're hot, you don't want to get cold, right? That's the key here. Whoever that Xavier fan was that insisted that it was a courtesy is just getting murdered in my mentions right now.
I'm getting cheers from the chat. So again, cheers. Urban Artifact cheers from the chat here. That's fantastic.
There it is from April 10th. He included Cincinnati as a courtesy. Pretty common knowledge.
Huh.
Just as a courtesy.
Yeah.
And that's why Xavier fans should just stay out of my mentions. F's in the chat for that guy. Ed just asked him for an apology. I just gave him an F.
Shout out to Jeff Howell for making the background for today. We appreciate.
Yeah, it looks great.
The late ask on that.
No, I'm not inviting him live. I'm not giving him a platform for his Xavier ignorance. people, I tell you what.
Man, if this ends up being though where we end up with Arlington Page, where we end up with Tyler
Isaiah
McKinley, Isaiah
McKinley.
Collier. Woo!
Yeah. I mean,
because if you think about it, how many scholarships do we have next year? 6?
it's gonna be a lot. Well, McKinley's 24, so he wouldn't.
No, but I mean, just looking at what to rebuild for 23 for this class.
Yeah, but you just mentioned McKinley. I don't want people thinking he's an option in this class.
Fair enough.
There's minimum of 4 because you'll have Ezekpe, you'll have Finnessy, you'll have DeJulius, and you'll have. There's one more super senior on this team that is. My brain is empty right now. Anyhow.
Well,
there's 4 super seniors, and then potentially 4 COVID year seniors
with Micah, with Davenport,
with Nolly, and with Odie. So up to 8 without any other transfers. Newman's.
Thank you. Well done, Geoff.
Appreciate you, Neil and Geoff and Jason. You're late. You finished 3rd. You get a bronze medal, Jason. Hi, Elise. Elise was breaking down the early Instagram live pictures for me via text message. I think his mom's got a UC shirt on.
Chad, is there any thought whether Malik Vann helped start the hometown hero movement?
I mean, technically it was Jarrell White, right? Like that was the first when Fick got here. The previous staff had not even remotely recruited Jarrell White. So that was kind of the first. And then Josh Wiley and Malik Vann solidified it. And then after Wiley and Vann, it was a ball rolling downhill at that point in time.
Catching everybody.
And now it's moved over into basketball as well. And there could be a heck of a run here because you have Rayvon in 2023. You have Tyler McKinley and AJ McBride in 2024.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a 2025 young man that is starting to turn some heads. And his name is Kingston Land. I don't know if you remember Eugene Land or not. Yes, Elise. You should absolutely put on your Bearcat Journal quarter zip and use your koozie.
As long as it's got an urban artifact in it.
I've got my koozie right here. I don't have anything in it yet because I'm working. But later, I can promise you. Previous staff hadn't really recruited Joe White. Could have ended after it recruited. Look, you have to give those guys some credit. They recruited Desmond Ritter. They recruited Curtis Brooks. They recruited Joel DeBlanco. They recruited James Wiggins. They recruited Cortez Broughton and Marquise Copeland, friend of the show. Like, they didn't recruit locally at all. Like, that is a fact. But they did recruit some. I know I need some BCJ stuff on the wall, but I want to get that taken care of, but I've been busy producing content. So, sorry. I'm not up to speed on that yet. Zachary, I have not paid too much attention to the division stuff. It would make sense because Texas and Oklahoma are technically in the conference until 2025. So you're going to have to work that out if Cincinnati comes in 2023. That's
as
just
we're
the
talking about
reality
Texas,
of the situation.
As we're talking about Texas, who had the number 3 class in 18, the number 3 class in 19, and a top 10 class in 20, and had no one drafted yesterday.
And
this is
Cincinnati
a school.
9.
This is a school going to the SEC. This is who you wanted. in the big bad SEC. No one drafted yesterday.
Well, they just want to kick him around. You know.
It's just
to be an afterthought.
fantastic. I mean, this feels like a little bit of redemption for making that field goal, right?
Right? Yeah.
If we're going all the way back, but this feels like a little bit of redemption for them making that field goal.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Although I would have taken that in a national championship appearance as well.
Yeah. Like
But
I said,
you
just
can't win them all,
a
I
little,
guess.
little bit.
Yeah. Dan Chall is not on Twitter tonight, apparently.
Who's that?
Oh. This was before UCLA, Kansas, Ohio State, and whatever withdrew their offers. All right, I got to answer the phone real quick. Aaron, entertain the people.
All right, okay. This should be interesting. Me flying solo while Chad is on the phone here. Chad, we got company. I need you. So how big a difference maker is the Big 12 membership in this recruitment over mixed claim about the AAC? The Big 12 is going to draw people, plain and simple. I mean, you're in a huge conference. It makes a big difference when you're talking to kids, and that's been part of the reason when people were looking at why UC wasn't making such a big splash early on in the transfer portal. It had something to do with the fact that they weren't going to be in the Big 12 this season. So,
not quite ready to have him yet, but we're here. We go.
Again, this mic.
Thank you, man.
Hello.
Ray, what's up, man?
Yo, what's good? How you doing?
I'm good. You tired? You had a busy weekend.
What'd you say?
I said you tired? You've had a busy weekend.
It's just another step, man.
How you feeling? How's the emotion right now? How's it feel to be a Cincinnati Bearcat?
Feels great, It feels great to finally, put on for the city. I'm here at Bearcat Nation. I'm ready to work for sure.
Aaron, you got anything for him?
Yeah, so I mean, this has been a wild ride for you. Obviously, you had some options. I mean, UCLA, Alabama. Yet you picked Cincinnati. What was it about this staff, about the relationships that you've built with Wes Miller and his staff, that kind of just led you down this path?
Definitely, consistency for sure. One of the assistant coaches, showed up, 7 a.m., before I came to school. So, it just shows that, they want me a lot. Them calling every night, them texting my family, without me knowing, that definitely plays a big part.
This is a staff that recruits as a full staff, and they divide and conquer. They have everybody kind of handle a certain thing. How was your relationship with everybody on the staff? Is that something that you felt like you were important because everybody was involved?
Definitely. Sometimes it's just, the assistant coaches, recruiting a player, but this time, it was different. It was the whole staff, every coach. I heard from every coach over 5 times.
Tell me about your relationship with Coach Miller and how that developed and how he made you a priority from the day he got hired.
Coach Wes Miller, just a great person to be around, outside of, me committing and, just me playing basketball. We talked about a lot of personal stuff, that I ain't going to get into, but, definitely, just like I said before, just little stuff like that, that just really got me.
Tell me about your game. You've taken big steps this spring. You've showed yourself off as a passer. You're shooting it really well. You're playing with a lot of confidence right now. Is that from coming off the state championship? You just carried that over?
For sure. Coming off state championship, that's a lot of responsibility, definitely with a target on my back. And just got in the gym, after the state, try to make my shot more consistent and dribble moves, just trying to be a 1 through 5 player.
How's it been playing with a bunch of really talented guys as well? Because I think the best thing you've done this spring is show yourself as a passer, as a facilitator as well. talk about that side of your game and showing now that you're more than just a scorer.
This team, I think is one of the best AU teams I ever played for, because I don't, got to score the ball every time, I can take a break, and a lot of unselfish guys, that can score the ball just like me. So I love playing with these guys. I feel like it's one of the best AU teams I ever played for.
Aaron?
How excited, though, are you just to be able to be like, I'm here, I'm home, my friends, my family, they can come watch me. I'm going to have that Cincinnati on my chest. And what does it mean to some of the other people that you have around you? Because we've seen the relationship that you have with like a Tyler McKinley, with like an AJ McBride. So what does it mean for you and your people?
It means a lot, to show other kids like Tyler and AJ, that they can stay home too and, put on for the city, put on for the Bearcats. So, it just means a lot. And I hope the message got through to those guys, and I hope they become hometown heroes just like me.
Who's number one on Rayvon Griffith's target list for the 2023 class, building a top 10 class here at Cincinnati?
Definitely Isaiah Collier. I told Isaiah a week ago that I was committing. We just been chopping it up a lot. I'm definitely going to call him soon as I get to the house, tell him that it's done. I'm just waiting on you, and hopefully he make that decision.
Do you know he's got a teammate that they're trying to go after too now, another big fella that might be top 50 right there with you guys?
Yes, 100%. I definitely seen his highlights. I'm definitely going to hit him up, try to get him on board. Him and Isaiah, I think we'd be very scary.
So somebody in the chat wants to know, is it Skyline or Gold Star for Rayvon Griffith?
I definitely got to go with Skyline for sure. I definitely got to go to Skyline.
Okay.
All right. Well, I know you got a lot going on, man. We appreciate you taking some time out and chopping it up with us. Any message for UC fans before we let you go?
UC fans, I'm glad to be here, and I'm coming. Definitely going to get back to the community. Just can't wait to get there for sure. Love you guys.
All right. Appreciate you, Ray. Thanks a lot, man. Good luck.
Thanks,
Enjoy your
Rayvon.
night.
All right, appreciate it.
There you guys go. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you. Rayvon Griffith live right here on the Track Group BCJ live show. Where else you going to get that? Where else you going to get that?
Cheers, fellas.
Yeah, we had Luke Fickle and Brady Collins on Thursday.
From the Bellagio. It's still wild.
We got
Absolutely
Rayvon
wild.
Griffin minutes after he committed to Cincinnati here on the show today. I think this live show's got it's got some legs. He's a really mature young guy. He's remember, this is a kid that went viral at 16 years old, or at 13, 14 years old, playing with Bronny James and dunking in front of LeBron and having LeBron freak out. This is a kid that's been on the scene for a long time. So he's been through a lot. So it's not expected, but this is what you're going to get from a kid that's experienced a lot of things in this game already. You're going to get a mature kid that really understands basketball, and man, he goes out there and gets Isaiah Collier and Arlington Page, and Tyler McKinley, AJ McBride, starts building it up. Welcome, Kevin, new YouTube member.
Yeah, that was new. I hadn't seen that before. So I don't know. It's crazy to think that he went viral for his dunk game, right? And now he's transitioned that dunk game into the outside shot, into the 10 to 15
Passing
to 18
ability.
foot shot, the passing ability, the mature teammate, a state title. He could have just hung it up on, I want to be the guy who's making the highlight video.
Right.
But he decided to take it 17 steps further. I don't know. It's an exciting time.
It is, especially with football at the pinnacle of where the football program's ever been. And thank you, Kevin. He said it's a platinum. He's now a platinum sub. So he's subscribed. He doesn't follow the channel. He's subscribed to the channel. You can do that as well. Become a subscriber.
Subbed.
He said, for how much I watch, these fellas deserve it. We appreciate you, man.
Thank you, sir.
This whole thing has been something we just kind of threw together a couple months ago. See how it would go. We're rocking like 200. I think we got to 275 tonight on the live viewers. So it's taking on a life of its own. And this is exactly the right thing. Cincinnati needed this for 2023 to start building momentum, because that's the way basketball works now. Great players want to play with other great players. Like, great guards want to play with great wings and big men, because that means they get a chance to win and they get a chance to play at an elite level. And I think you're going to see that play out. And it's going to be a really interesting spring and summer with with watching them track Isaiah Collier. Neil Kelly, look at that. Another one.
And people are claiming they saw 297 on the show tonight while we were doing the interview. So thank you for all who tuned in for everything that we're doing here.
What else you got, man? I can't get over how important this is. I can't stress enough how important this is for Wes.
Again, I mean,
especially locally.
You've talked all week about this being the most important weekend for Cincinnati, maybe in history, and it culminates after the draft with perhaps the biggest recruitment in the last decade. I mean,
roughly.
Really, I don't know that there's been a bigger recruitment than what this could mean down the road if a kid like Rayvon is able to talk to, again, I mean, we keep saying the same names over and over again, but if he's able to talk some of these other guys into joining him at Cincinnati, and you are looking at a top 10 recruitment of 2023, looking at 2024, I mean, this there's a lot of layers to this, right?
For sure.
So I don't know. It's just, this feels like the icing on the cake to a historic Bearcats NFL draft, and to keep a hometown kid home going forward, the sky's the limit right now for Wes and fam. Thanks to Lannis 31, also became a new member.
How about that? That's a new thing now. Like, everybody's gonna start being premium subscribers on the live shows.
I mean,
that's the addition of the track group. Look how professional this thing looks now.
It's all of this is going to help us continue to provide the top-notch guests and the top-notch production and all of that we continue to try and pump out here. So we thank all of you for taking a chance on us.
I think that's the biggest thing, like this right here, or the start of this right here. Skillings, Nolly, Rayvon, Josh Reed, potentially. If you look here, but I'm talking about, can I make my point? Aaron? Jeez.
You said it. You said potentially.
Well, potentially for him being on the wing, because he could be a 3, he could be a 4. But if you watch and pay attention to college basketball, the best teams are really, really good on the wing, right? Like, UCLA doesn't get to the Final Four 2 years ago without Johnny Juzang on the wing, and Caleb Love this year for North Carolina, and Obi Akiaji or whatever, the kid from Kansas who was an All-American. Like, these 6'5", 6'6", 6'7" scoring wings are what make the biggest difference in the game right now. Like, all this talk of it being a guards game, it is a guards game, but the wings are guards essentially. Like, they're the guys with the ball in their hands. They're the guys that are taking the big shots. And now you've got all these options on the wing as this team heads to the Big 12 that's going to allow them to compete. Go look at that Baylor team that won the championship. You know, everybody was 6'5", 6'6", 6'7". Right? Like, that was a team that didn't, they had essentially one, maybe 1.5 traditional bigs and a point guard and a bunch of long, athletic, interchangeable dudes that made them really tough to guard and made them elite defensively because they could switch everything. They were active, they were long, they were mobile. And that's what you're seeing Wes Miller trying to build here. And what does Wes want to do defensively? He wants to press. He wants to get after you. And think about how small in a press the lanes become, the passing windows become when guys are able to be 6'7" with 7-foot wingspans and be able to pressure three-quarter court or full court. And now all of a sudden teams aren't getting into their offense. Yeah, UC got dominated by big wings and big forwards. And I mean, this is where it's at. Is the commitment video out? They've got Wes doing the gritty in the commitment video. Yeah, Aaron, you got to find this and get it posted.
I'll see what I can find. But before we do that, did want to shout out to Fake John Goebel, new member. Shout out to Robert Favorite, new member. Shout out to Deanna Grimes, new member. We appreciate it.
You guys are phenomenal. See if you can find that.
Yeah.
Can Rayvon be a primary ball handler? No, he's not a point guard. He's a facilitator in the half court. I don't think you want him initiating offense. I think you want him creating offense on the wing. So he would be a guy that, like, you can easily run action in the half court to get him the ball at the top of the key and then play downhill with the ball in his hands. But he's not necessarily like a point guard that you want bringing it up and starting the set. So I hope that explains it adequately, Darren. You're comfortable with the ball in his hands, but I don't know that you want the ball in his hands 30 minutes a game because you want him scoring. We got a donation from Mayor. I didn't know that was turned on, Aaron.
Here we are.
Okay. Apparently donations are turned on.
I found the video. It's a 2-minute video. Do you want me to find just the Wes Miller gritty, or do you want to play the whole video?
No, we're here. Everybody's here watching. Let's play it for everybody. I think everybody would like to see it, right? You guys want to see the video? Yes? Okay, then we'll play the video.
All right. Give me a sec. Okay. And here we go. Share.
First, I would like to thank God for giving me the ability to play the game of basketball at such a level. The next, I would like to thank my family for supporting me through hard and rough moments and being there for me every step of the way. Then I would like to thank every coach that recruited me on this long, beautiful recruiting process. And then I would like to thank my mom and dad. None of this would be possible without you guys. Last but not least, I would like to thank Tav, my coaches, and my teammates on winning the state championship. This recruiting process has been long, stressful, and exciting, but I had the time to pick out what school I would like to attend. These past 3 years in high school basketball have brought me joy, happiness, anger that I could take into the real world. I have been doubted, called overrated, and even booed at some of my games, but that never stopped me. I've always known who I am. I commit to being Rayvon. I commit to being the last hope. I commit to being the best. I commit to making history. And with that being said, I will be committing to it.
I get bread, all these bands.
Ooh.
I was 7 years old, I was the man. Dropped out of school, I ain't never had no plan. Got my boy, he 5'2", but he shoot like NBA champ. And I will do it for you. Baby, I'm not moving on. I love you long after you're gone.
In the throwbacks.
I love you long after you go. And long after you're gone.
Well
Very
done,
cool.
sir.
Very cool. So there you have it.
How was the video? It wasn't choppy or anything. It was
a
good?
tiny bit choppy, but it was fine.
Okay.
A tiny bit.
Just wanted
I mean,
to
there's
know
going to be a
if
little bit
we're
of
gonna-
buffering.
I just want to know if we're going to be throwing videos like that out, just how that goes. Also, shout out to another new member, Stephen Vassallo. We appreciate it.
Somehow that decided to show up for the first time today. If you're in the YouTube channel, there's a little $sign, and you can donate there. And then to join, you just go over the little 3 dots for somebody that has joined, and you can get a membership. We're getting the hang of this, Aaron. We're like real YouTubers now.
Got super subs and donations and all sorts of fun stuff.
Ed, you see you see where it says Steven Vassallo, new member? You go over the 3, you scroll over and you see the 3 dots. If you go over the 3 dots, it'll say become a member.
You don't get a Paramount Plus membership for joining this membership, though.
Sometimes the grammar police can kiss your ass.
What did he spell wrong at the end?
I don't know.
know.
I didn't see it. I didn't either. I just had to get a take in on people that like to correct grammar on Twitter when you're trying.
Cincinnati wrong? I sure hope he didn't spell Cincinnati wrong anywhere. Ed says he can't get it on the app. Then go to your computer. I don't know.
Go to your computer, Ed. Come on.
Do it Monday when you're on the show with us, or Wednesday when you hop in.
Well, the video of
this video,
Rayvon's video, this will for sure. Rayvon's video, you just have to go to Rayvon's social media. And Scott, new member, joined yesterday. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you, and glad to have you.
New member Jeff, is that an I or an L? I'm not sure, but welcome, Jeff.
Jeff I would assume.
Probably just a dangling participle.
Guys are such nerds.
I love it.
All right, let's try this. If you want to donate and ask a question, we'll take questions here for a few minutes. Edited
was misspelled.
Misspelt. Don't mess with Elise, Aaron. That's all I can tell you. David,
hey, let's go.
No, that's not a question, but we'll take it. Aaron, cheers. What do you have?
That was a cheers. This was the strawberry and lemon fruit tart. The strawberry and lemon fruit tart seltzer. 15% fruit. That's a good one.
Yeah, the emotions of the return to Nippert after PBS, and also they used it as well, didn't they, when we returned to Fifth Third from NKU? I think as well.
Yeah, I think they did. Did they use it when we came back with fans back in the stands?
No, I don't think so. I think it was overplayed at that point in time.
It might have been.
I think it was overplayed at that point in time. Well, man, the numbers are starting to drop, so I don't want to bore you guys on a Sunday night. But
consider this your nightcap.
Yeah, this is your nightcap, and it's time. I'm gonna have some chicken, and I'm gonna have a couple cold ones, and everybody's gonna have a good night, and we're gonna regroup, and we'll see you guys. The BBP's at 8
o'clock.
Maybe around dinner time, we'll have other stuff for you tomorrow as well.
Is Brady joining us?
He said yes, but he also was in Vegas at the Bellagio.
Right.
So
we'll see.
Usually when he says yes, that means yes. There would be nothing I would love more than to get some Vegas stories. I had this commitment in the bag. You know how he mentioned that he told Collier a week ago that he was coming? I might have known about that. I also might have known about when the video was shot because he's in Fifth Third Arena shooting the video, and guess what? There's a lot of people in that building that talk.
Weird.
So
I felt good in the throwbacks, though.
He did. I felt pretty good about my knowledge of where this was headed for a while now.
Yeah.
My favorite all-time sports info student worker. I mean, it's close. But probably Elise. Mainly because her partner in crime is not here in this live feed and did not donate $5. So
I was going to say, de facto, my favorite is Elise for donating $5. We appreciate you, ma'am.
I don't care that her partner in crime might be somewhere halfway around the world figure skating on like a cruise ship somewhere, but I'll give it to Elise. I'll go with Elise. Elise used to sneak me. At one point in time, she was responsible for taking the stat sheet to the TV crew in media timeouts. And this was before like stat broadcasts. Like we didn't, ESPN had their thing up, but it was never accurate. So you were always, So Elise would bring an extra and slide me an extra stat sheet at each of the media timeouts. So she's my favorite for that. Well done, Elise. Another great BCJ live show. At some point, a remote urban artifact would be cool. I think we need to set up a meet and greet.
Dang, Elise putting you on blast right now.
No. So that's the other thing. That's the other thing. I didn't know how in detail you wanted me to go, Elise. Elise is like a court stenographer, right?
Yeah.
So she would sit next to me at press conferences and transcribe every word of the press conference as it happened live. So before the press conference was done, I had the entire press conference transcribed in my email.
If I ever need to interview Ethan Green again, I might need to call Elise.
It was the most amazing thing I've ever seen. Like they've never been able to find anybody to replicate it. They do the same. They do the recorder, and then they go back and they sit there. And like there's sometimes it takes me like a half hour to get to my car and out to Independence, and the quotes still won't be there. Elise had that shit done before I got out of my chair. She's like, I just sent you the quotes. I'm like, he just said the last word. You sure you got that right? She's like, yep. Every word. It's in your inbox.
All of it.
And then you go back and watch, and guess what? Every word. Like, I don't know how you type that fast.
Tools of misspent youth.
Yeah, true. Very true. You should work for BCJ instead. I just spend all my money paying Aaron.
What's happening right now?
I don't know. At least it's trying to take your job. That's what's happening right now.
Man. I'm about to grow the beard back immediately.
Oh boy! All right, everybody have a
sideways.
Everybody have an awesome Sunday night. It is. Yeah. It has. I mean, you almost got fired again tonight. I'm going to try to get some rest and relaxation. I haven't gotten much of that lately, but like I said, we're right back at it tomorrow. And we got to find something for Tuesday, right? We got to find something for Tuesday. We don't know of anything Tuesday yet.
PTP.
All right. Well, I mean news. Like we need news for Tuesday. We've got news coming tomorrow. I just can't tell you what yet, but it's good. It's good news. So you'll be happy with the news tomorrow. It's football related, not basketball related, but you'll still be happy. She looks forward to meeting you, Aaron. She knows me.
I know. I look forward to meeting her as well.
Elise is great. Appreciate you, Phyllis. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Thank you for watching. Thank you for making this our most
Thanks
watched.
for all the new members.
Yeah, thanks for Track Group sponsoring the live shows. I think the live shows are going to be something we continue to push on top of the podcast, on top of the nightcaps, on top of all the great content at BCJ. 60% off through tomorrow for a full year of Bearcat Journal. Thank you, Stu. Love you to death. Love you guys. Thank you, Chelsea. If I tell Stu I love him and I don't tell Chelsea I love her, I'm going to get yelled at. So love both of you guys equally. Maybe Chelsea a little bit more because she's mean to me and she scares me. That's going to wrap it up. He's Aaron Smith. I'm Chad Brendel. Thank you to our new partners at the Track Group. This is BCJ Live. We'll see you next time right here on BearcatJournal.com.